okay, the worst. So we're giving our country away step by step. Now you have the migration, and you look at the migration. Now, one of the reasons that CNN, and I say because all those cameras are going back there, so I have to be extremely careful with what I say, but CNN does these polls. You know, I don't have pollsters. I say what I say. Whatever it is, I say it. I'm a smart guy. I mean, we're smart people. I say what I say. I don't want pollsters. These people would never have ever said that we have radical Islamic terrorism. We have to find out. We have to do something. These politicians that I'm with, they don't talk about it. Obama refuses to even say what the problem is. You can't solve the problem. You can't solve the problem unless you're willing to talk about it and open up a dialogue. So now, what happens, just coming up here, I'm looking at Germany. Hundreds and hundreds of rapes on New Year's Eve. They're Germany. They have a problem. She went off the reservation. I don't know what happened to her. She was doing well. Maybe she got power hungry. Maybe she thought she was invincible. They're taking people. The crime is astronomical. It's not working. They're having riots now in the street. And the German people are saying, we've had it. We've had it. We can't let that happen to us. Obama wants to take thousands. And I think that the 10,000, don't forget, they said 10,000. That's just the beginning. Because if you remember, in the debate, the Democrat debate, recently, the last one, they were talking about 65 or 55,000. Now all of a sudden Obama's talking about 10,000. Believe me, even the 55, 65, I had heard they want to take 200,000. That's what I had heard. But whatever the number is, I don't care if it's 10,000 or 2,000. And I have a bigger heart than everybody and anybody. And you can do a beautiful area in Syria. You call it a free zone. In other words, you call it an area where we'll protect, where we'll make it possible for people to live until they can hopefully someday go back to their homes.
Boring! Boring! Tell some jokes.
So, very important. It's very important. Get him out of here. Get out of here. Go ahead. Nothing funny about this. You know, he wants jokes. There's nothing funny about this. This is so serious. Out. Get out of here. He's got a lot of... Yeah. He says he loves me. Out. I can see that he's got a very serious problem. I saw that when I came in. I love you. You're the greatest. I love you. Now, we got to get the bad news. There's nothing funny about this. You know, there's time for humor. This is not humor. Our country has got so many problems. We've got so many problems, and we've got to get them solved. And if we don't get them solved, we're going to be in very serious trouble. So you build a zone, you take care of it. But if I get elected, I will tell you, everybody has to leave. They have to leave. They go out. They have to do it. Because we can't have the problems that they're having elsewhere. And you look at the world, you look at what's happening. It's incredible. So when the journey started, I came down on the escalator. I talked about illegal immigration. We talked about it. We talked about it very, very strongly. And it's all part of the whole plan. When they do the polls, they come out, and they come out strongly, and they say, for immigration, for terrorism, for military, for ISIS, Trump is way ahead of everybody else. Because it's sort of all in that same ballpark. We've got to protect our borders. We do have to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. It's going to be a great wall. People aren't going to come in unless they come in legally. People can come in legally. You have a tremendous heroin problem here. It's an amazing thing. Every time I come up to New Hampshire, which is a lot, I talk to people, and one of the first things they mention, and people on the outside don't think of this, but you have a tremendous heroin problem here. Like, it's incredible. And I don't understand it. And a lot of people don't understand it. But you know where it's coming from. And it's spreading far beyond this area. And it's such a serious problem. And young people, and older people too, are becoming totally addicted. We're going to stop it. And then we're going to work on helping. Then we're going to work on helping the people that are here that are addicted. We have people that are fully addicted, and we have to work because they're not doing enough work to help these people. We have to work on it. So I'm going to take a few questions before we stop, but I just want to mention just a few more things. So, Obamacare, got to repeal it and replace it. Going to have to happen. We're going to repeal it. We're going to replace it. We're going to replace it with something that's far less costly for you and far less costly for the country. Your premiums are going up 25, 35, 45%. Your deductibles are through the roof. You won't even be able to use it. Obamacare is a failure, and it's going to fail in 17 anyway. We know that. It's going to fail in 17. So Obamacare is out. Common Core. Jeb Bush wants Common Core. How the hell do you want Common Core? Remember with Jeb, two things that I remember most about Jeb from the early, because people thought he might win. Then we found out he doesn't know too much. Common Core. He's in favor of Common Core. In other words, he wants your children educated from Washington instead of the local groups that do such an incredible job, and I've seen them all over the country, 10 times better. And on top of that, if you look, we're number 28 in the world in education, and yet we're number 1 per pupil in cost, okay? So how's Common Core working? So Common Core is out. And the other thing he said is, they come across the border as an act of love. I said, what? They come as an act of love. Tell the people that have had tremendous problems and crime to their family. Tell them they come as an act of love. So they don't come as an act of love, believe me. So we're going to solve those problems. I want to take, and maybe I'm going to start with Al, because Al has been so great, but we're going to take a few questions, and you can just shout them out. I don't know if they have the mics. It's too hard to get them back. But you can. Al, do you have a question? Right. 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 Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of people have said that Marco Rubio's filed a bill, but he doesn't even go to Washington to get it passed, and he's using the veterans as pawns. But I think a lot of one thing I'll say, and I think Al will tell you that, I've been on the veteran side for years. I have seen what's gone on with the VA. You take a look at Phoenix, and you take a look at some of these places, and you see the corruption and the dishonesty. But I think you have good confidence that I will take care of things. The politicians are not going to be able to take care of it. You know, we're going to get it done. We're going to get the right thing done. We put in a good bill. Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Do you have one? Go ahead.
Hi,
how are you?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering what you plan to do if elected as far as regarding Obama's executive order on gun control.
It would be terminated. Look, I'm a big Second Amendment person. As tough as there is on the Second Amendment. If you look at Paris, if you look at California recently where the 14 people killed, or look at Paris where 330 people and more to follow because there's so many that are so badly wounded. If there were guns on the other side with the bullets firing in the opposite direction, you'll have people killed, you'll have people, but you're not going to have 130 people. They said to these people, Paris has the toughest gun laws in the world. France has the toughest gun laws just about in the world. You can't have a gun unless you're a bad guy, then you just carry a gun. These people were told, get over here. Boom, 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 boom. Went on for so long. They were so defenseless. The military, how about the military base a year ago, right? We had 5 soldiers. A couple of them were world-class soldiers, great marksmen, great people with the guns and the rifles, like the top of the line. It was a gun-free zone. This whack job walked in, looked at these 5 soldiers, and just boom, boom, boom. They couldn't do it. These are the top people. On a military base, I would end that immediately. Don't do anything. And you know, remember this. Gun-free zones, that's like candy. When these sickos see a gun-free zone, their eyes light up. So that's the way I am. All they're doing is taking little chunks out of the Second Amendment. The truth is, they've got plenty of ammunition already But the federal government does a very, very poor job of watching what they already have. They want to keep taking away, and all of a sudden they'll go with the bullets. I heard a rumor the other day they can't do the guns, so they want to start taking away the bullets. They want to make the magazines where it holds less than one bullet, okay? They want to make everything impossible. But the end result is you take a look, and I debate this a lot with people. I'll talk about Paris, or I'll talk about California. And they can't win the debate. They always lose. And then I'll call them the next day. So do you agree with me? Well, no, not really. We need protection. We need protection. The Second Amendment, and you need Trump, you're right. The Second Amendment will be the way it is. We are absolutely going to protect the Second Amendment. Okay, yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Carol already voted for you today by absentee ballot.
Oh, you voted for me already? Oh, thank you. I love you. The military, right? That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope the military can go out. Al, maybe you can lead a group, and maybe you can get that gentleman. What's your name?
Dennis Lucy.
Thank you, Dennis. You already voted. I love that.
No, I didn't vote.
Oh,
Carol did.
Oh, Carol. Hello, Carol. Carol, I like you more than Dennis did. That's very nice.
I won't be in New Hampshire at the time of a voting, so I wanted to make sure that I got my vote in for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Carol. For the military, because you really do have some extra added assets. If you get in right now and if you vote, you can see our people, you can see Al, but if you could get in and vote, it would be really helpful. Yes, sir, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, Bill joined Hillary. So far, it's not working out so well. But so far, it's not. Hey, look, I wish him the best. I wish him the best, but it has not been working out very well. He had some major issues. Yes, go ahead.
Are frustrated with inefficiency and lack of cooperation in government, and there's a lot of hateful rhetoric on both sides. How do you plan to encourage bipartisan cooperation in government?
That's a great question. We have things right now that everybody agrees on. For instance, there's $2.5 trillion at least outside of this country wanting to come in that's owned by businesses. It's business money. And the businesses, everybody agrees, Democrats, Republicans, we should do it. It's been years now they can't agree. They agree, but they can't get it done. What that is a lack of leadership. The other thing, I thought that Barack Obama, one thing, would be a great unifier. He's turned out to be a great divider. I'm a unifier. People don't understand that about me. I get along. In fact, before I was a politician, I got along with that. I got along with the Democrats, with the Republicans, with liberals, with conservatives. I got along with everybody. People say, oh, he got along with us. Of course I did. I'm a businessman. I had to get along with everybody. I'm a unifier. We have amazing people in this country. They're very, very divided. We will unify this country, and we're going to have spirit in this country. We have a great country. We're going to make it greater. We're going to make it far greater. And we're not going to be laughed at for being stupid. We're not going to be laughed at for doing the wrong thing. We're going to be strong. We're going to be really something special. We can be, I actually say, I say, make America great again. And sometimes I'll say, I actually believe we can make it greater than ever before. I'm going to add this caveat. We can't go, however, another 4 years of essentially Barack Obama, because that's what Hillary would be. And I think, Bernie Sanders would be the same thing. I mean, this guy's totally out of it. So we just can't do that. Otherwise, you're not going to have a country left. Okay, yes, sir, go ahead. Yeah.
Hillary recently said that she wants to declassify Area 51 military secrets. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, she wants to declassify because she wants to get out of trouble. She's got so many. Oh, she's got such a problem. I mean, if you look, the experts, you see them on television, but you see them. I also have some that are incredible. Some of the smartest lawyers would say what she did is, there is no answer to what she did. You know the amazing thing, other than greed, there was no, what's she doing? You just use what you're supposed to use, and you assume people are listening, who the hell cares? And you do what you have to do. All of this for what? It's greed. It's really just greed in its own way. All she had to do is just do what you're supposed to do. It would have been so easy. So, I can imagine. I think that's a very good idea. Declassify everything. Okay, yes, sir, go ahead.
Those of us senior citizens that are on Social Security,
Right.
and we didn't get a raise or any kind of COLA this year, and our Medicare costs went up. What will you do as president?
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring jobs back into the country. You know, I'm giving everybody a tremendous tax cut. We're going to make our country really vibrant again. My tax cut has been received so well by so many people, some of the top, Larry Kudlow, some of the great people that really understand what's happening. We're cutting business taxes. We're cutting middle-income taxes. The middle income has been driven out of this country. That's been so unfair to the middle income. We're going to bring our jobs back from China, bring our jobs back from Japan and from Mexico and from Vietnam is the new place. I mean, you got to see what's going on in Vietnam. And they do it with devaluations. They devalue their currency, and our people don't know what's happening. They don't get it. They don't know about business inversions. They don't know about corporate inversions. They don't know what's happening. Our leaders don't know what's happening. You know, you have corporations now leaving the United States, taking all these jobs, dropping them, leaving and moving to other countries. You know, like we used to move to Florida or would move to someplace. They don't think about Florida. They think about leaving the United States now. We're going to make it strong again, and we're going to save the Social Security. And nobody else knows how to do it but me, but that's what I do. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. Trump, Ronald Reagan was able to get our prisoners released the day before he was inaugurated. Can you do that for us, too?
With the prisoners, yeah. I say this. We have 4 prisoners, used to have 3. They will be gone. They will be out of Iran before I take office. And if they're not, Iran will have hell to pay. I can tell you. Okay? Iran will have hell to pay. They will be the 4 most costly prisoners in history. That I can tell you. Okay? They better let them out. You know, just to even make that sadder, now they'll probably do that anyway. But so you would have had the prisoners in this deal. But Iran has announced recently that they are now willing to talk about the prisoners. Do you believe this? But we want a lot. We want a lot. Can you believe that? It's so sad. And all you had to do is say, we want our prisoners, and walk for 10 minutes, and you would have had your prisoners. But now they're willing to talk. And they say it like we're so stupid. We are willing to talk, but we want a lot. Can you believe that? So, it's very sad. I mean, honestly, there are so many sad things. You know, we all have a good time, but the truth is we have a very negative topic because there's not a lot of good things happening. You know, one other point, middle-income people and people in the labor force essentially have not had a raise in 10 years. You know that, right? They haven't had a raise essentially in 10 years. That's another beautiful statistic that just came out. Okay, with the hat, go ahead.
What's your opinion on North Korea possessing a hydrogen bomb?
North Korea possessing the bomb. They don't know if it's a hydrogen bomb yet, but it's a hell of a bomb. And he's a wild man. He's a maniac in probably most ways. We have China that taunts us, that's taken away tremendous amounts of wealth from the United States. We have rebuilt China. It's been one of the greatest robberies in the history of our world. What China has done, they've taken our jobs, they've taken our base, they've taken our money. They've taken so much. And I get along great with China, and I get along great with the people. They buy apartments. They give me tens of millions of dollars for apartments in New York. I like China, just like I get along great with Mexico. But Mexican and China and almost every country, their leaders are too smart for the people that we have. Carl Icahn endorsed me, a great businessman. The businessmen all love Trump. They all. I mean, the ones that don't are giving money to these other candidates so they can totally control them. Because I can't take any money and I don't take any money. I said, I have turned down so much. I would make Jeb Bush's can you imagine this guy having $125 million bucks? He just bought $25 million worth of ads, and he said 2 or 3 or something. Can you believe this guy? I would make his $125 million look like small potatoes if I took money. I would have the biggest fund probably ever created. Guys are offering me any amount of money. And I say, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm going to do this right. Because once you take that money, you're controlled. You know, even if it's not from a legal standpoint, you are mentally sort of like, you owe fairness. And then what you do is you start doing things for them, not for the country. We're going to do things for the first time, maybe ever. We're going to do things for the country. We're going to do things for you. We're going to get it right. Okay? Okay. Go ahead, darling.
Mr. Trump, I want to know what role protecting the environment and pursuing sustainable energy will play in making America great again.
Well, we have to get a president. You know, the president talks about the environment, as you probably have noticed, more so than you remember. Global warming is far more important than ISIS and all of the enemies we have out there that want to blow us up, which is rather incredible in all fairness. But sort of funny. He talks about the carbon footprint, okay, and how important the carbon footprint is. I'm not supposed to use hairspray in my hair because it affects the ozone, right? I'm sitting in an apartment that's totally sealed, but it goes up and it affects the ozone. I don't think so, personally, but, you know, that's what they're saying. There's a lot of money being made on this nonsense. So what happens is the president is talking about the carbon footprint, and then he gets in 3 weeks ago, into an old Boeing 747 Air Force One with the old engines that just spew out more stuff than you've ever seen. And he flies with his family to Hawaii to play golf. And then he flies back in the old 747 spewing out everything. And then he gives a speech on the environment and on the carbon footprint. Give me a break. Give me a break. So, you know what I want? And I say it because I've actually received many environmental awards because I've developed so much stuff, and I've received a lot of environmental awards. But what I do, I want really crystal clear, beautiful, healthy water, and I want really clean air. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. How about, who's got a really nice question? Really good one. I like this guy. Did you give me the Bible? Did you give me the Bible? Give me. The man gave me a Bible. Watch, he'll ask me this killer question.
It's going to be a killer question.
Go ahead.
You might not even know the answer.
Okay,
Most
good.
Americans don't. Can you tell us the 3 countries on the face of the planet that are not in the world banking system? I'll tell you if you don't know.
You tell me. Go ahead, tell me.
North Korea.
Right?
Iran.
Right?
And Cuba.
And there's another one.
Is there?
Yeah.
I thought you were very
Very good. Good, thank you. How do you know so much about banking?
I study a lot of stuff.
Good, that's good. Yeah, that's true. And nor do we want them in the banking
You know,
system.
do you understand?
Okay, yes, ma'am, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you the question my sister asked in 1984 with Ronald Reagan. Her question was, when you win the election, can I go to the inauguration?
So let me ask you, what did Ronald Reagan say?
But of course, give your personal information to the guy over there.
Okay, and did she ever get there?
She did.
Did she get there?
She did. She went invited.
Wait a minute, did he remember that?
Well, they obviously did because they...
No, but did she actually go?
Yes.
All right, then I'll give you the exact same answer that Ronald Reagan. It's a very, very expensive question. Very, very expensive. All right, we'll do one more. One more. Go ahead, right back there. What?
The environmentalist leader Bill McKibben says that to save the planet, America needs to stop growing the economy and live more like Ethiopia. And
hasn't worked out very well for Ethiopia.
And limit their family to only one child. What do you think about McKibben's wisdom?
Okay, we'll take another question. We got to end with a better question than that. Okay, who's got a good one? You have a nice question? Go ahead. We got to end with, at least we have to end with a nice question. And nothing wrong, in all fairness, but Ethiopia, we don't want to base our whole world on Ethiopia. And I'm sure it's a wonderful place. Okay.
It's really just a comment, and that is based on what you said to the lady over here about the inauguration. You are a really nice guy.
I love this man. Thank you. I love it. I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, how can I finish better than that, right? That's very nice. I appreciate that. And he's a tough cookie. I'm looking at this man. He's a tough cookie. Look, we are going to make America great again. We're going to win. We're going to start winning. We don't win anymore. We're going to win so much. We're going to make our country great. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with health care. We're going to win with our military. We're going to win, and you're going to be so proud. And I'm going to do a great job, and I'm working for you. I'm not taking anybody's money. I'm not influenced by the lobbyists or by the special interests like every single other candidate on both sides. I'm the only one that's spending my own money. We are going to win together. Go out and get Time Magazine. You'll understand it even better because you're a part of it. This is a movement that's going on. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love you all. Thank you very much. Thank you
everybody.